Hey there, good afternoon friends and family, and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph and I am the host of this channel. This is a channel dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So today is This Week on the channel. So this is an episode of This Week, episode number 22, which features what's going on the channel between the dates of December 11th to the 17th. There you go, Christmas. Christmas is coming, right? Not there yet, but we're getting there. Sorry, see to fix the hat, wasn't in there, right? So we got 5 regular shows this week, plus the series, which is 7 more shows. Just going to go over them. For the people who haven't been on this channel before and don't know what this is about, it's just basically me discussing what's coming up on the channel this month, any important things that need to be said, or any information that needs to be handed out about the channel, what shows are going to be played this week on what venues. Okay, so the first show that usually comes up, of course, is Ben's Album Challenge, which is now a weekly show for those of you who weren't aware of it. It started, actually, because of the mistake that happened a couple weeks ago. It actually started a week earlier, where I reviewed an album from the wrong band, but it was the same title and the same group. But anyways, that got straightened out, so you ended up with 2 shows for one particular album. And then from that point on, we decided to make it weekly. Last week's was a great one. I really enjoyed that episode a lot. I really enjoyed that album a lot. This week I've listened to this particular album given to me by Ben. So for those of you who don't know, I have a friend, subscriber, Ben, who picks an album every week for me to listen to and review. And so we call that show Ben's Album Challenge. So this week he's chosen a band called Winterhawk. The album is called Revival. I've listened to the entire album once already. I can tell you right now I like it, and it's going to be an interesting review because I see some similarities here between this band and a couple of other different bands, but we'll get into that when the show comes. But I think you'll really enjoy this album if you get a chance to listen to it. And so that's what we're doing for Ben's Album Challenge. So the next episode that usually comes out during the week is the Monday night look back at a classic rock album. This week we're going to be featuring this album here, Moon Madness by Camel. Now I have done a Camel video in my series called Camel Nude, and I actually used this as a demo album for it. But now we're going to review this album, which has been on my playlist now for I think 5 months, and I'm really getting into it now. I just really like, there's some things about it I really like, and so we'll be doing that album on Monday nights, look back at a classic rock album. This was a band actually suggested by several people in their comments on in the past on some of my older videos. So I bought a couple of their albums, and I've been playing this one in my playlist, and I think I've listened to it long enough to tell you what I think about it. I really like it a lot. Okay, so the next show that comes out during the week is the Wednesday night favorites. So I was given a suggestion for a topic, and I know people are going to say, when's this Cheap Trick thing going to happen? Well, not this week. So I will get the Cheap Trick sooner or later. But a friend of mine suggested that you may want to do like a top 15 or a top 10 or maybe a top 25 favorite bands from various countries. So I've got 5 countries in mind, but the first one will be the British Isles, or Great Britain, or England, or the Great Britain. Well, actually it's more Great Britain because it will include at least 1 or 2 Irish bands as well, and some Scottish stuff. So and I decided to do the top 25 from Great Britain because that's the place where the music I love the most has come from up to this point. So they're going to get a top 25 list this week of my favorite British bands. And I'll do them in the normal fashion, from my least favorite of them to my most favorite of them. Many of you will guess what some of them are going to be, but there might be a few surprises here too, maybe even to me when I get around to organizing this a little better. But anyways, so we're going to do that one, and some of the other countries we'll be doing in the future will be the United States, of course, and Canada. Canada will have its own. I'm thinking I will do an Australian one as well, and I may do a European one. So you got at least 5 here, and could possibly be something else too that I haven't determined at this point. But they won't all come one after another. They'll be spaced intermittent, and will come out over the course of the winter here in the Great White North. So hopefully it'll be fun and interesting, and then I will also continue during that time to do other top 10s and stuff that I like to do as well. So the next show that comes out on Saturday mornings at 10, which is called Rock Legends. We finally finished the Steve Howe one, 3 weeks, although it took 4 weeks to do it because I had a problem last week. But we're going to do, this week is going to be my favorite rock musician of all time, somebody who I admire quite a bit. I think I have quite a bit in common with this guy. We both love the music he plays. I like baseball a lot, and he's a huge baseball fan. And most of the stuff that he enjoys, I tend to enjoy as well. So we're talking, and of course he's from my hometown, so that makes it even easier. Of course, we're talking about Rush bass player and vocalist and keyboardist Geddy Lee. So that's what we'll be doing this Saturday. Now, onto the series. So there was my prop for Geddy, but I forgot it. And there was my prop for the British bands, and I also forgot it. Sometimes I forget these things. Okay, so we have, in the series, we're doing 7 episodes this week. And I have no props for them because none of these albums are in my possession. They're all albums I chose from when I was searching out what albums and what groups I would choose for the series, and I chose these particular groups and albums for my curiosity more than anything else. I've not heard any of this, of course, so for those of you who don't know how this series is working, it goes like this. I'm going to choose one album per group, 31 albums in the month of December. Yeah, sorry, that's where we are. 31 albums in the month of December, 1 per group. So that means you'll not get any groups that'll have more than 1 album. And the theme of this series is progressive rock albums from the 1980s. So they're all going to be progressive primarily. It may have other elements of other types of music, but primarily they're going to be progressive. And we're going to do 7 bands this week with 7 albums. So the first episode will come out Sunday morning, and it's just a continuation of Saturday mornings. So it'll be Sunday at 11 we'll be doing the group Palace and their album The Sentinel. On Monday the 12th, day 12, we will do Nazca, self-titled Nazca album from Mexico. So this is interesting to me. I've not ventured into Mexico for any music, so this will be virgin territory for me. Number 3 is going to be day 3 or day 13 on Tuesday the 13th will be Moon Songs from the group Thinking Plague. I know nothing about these people. I never even heard of them before, so this will be interesting as well. The next episode on the 14th, Wednesday the 14th, day 14, will come from a band I'm well versed in and know most of their stuff, but didn't know this album. Actually, never heard this album. I don't even think there's a song on here I know, but I could be wrong. I'll know when I listen to it. If there's too much on here, I will change it out. And that's Supertramp's Brothers. Brothers, Where You Bound. So I'm interested in seeing what that's about. Then the next one is from a musician who I quite like. I've loved his stuff with the band he came from. I love the solo album that I have from him. And this was another one that I've been looking to get. And I think it's Deflector, although it could be Reflector, because I cannot write very well. So we'll be doing that album from Steve Hackett on Thursday the 15th and day 15. Day 16, Friday the 16th, is a band called the Cardiacs. A band I've heard of, but not actually ever listened to any of their stuff. And the album will be The Seaside. And the last one for the week will be a band I know nothing about and never heard of before, and it's called Devil Doll, The Girl Who Has Death. Sounds like a dark album. Almost, I mean, maybe this could be thrash metal here. Maybe we'll find that out. And that will come out Saturday the 17th, day 17. So just keep in mind for the series that these are the scheduled albums to go, but if I listen to an album and I don't think it qualifies as a progressive rock album, I'm pulling it and I'll find something else to put in there. Just so you know, so you don't come and be surprised if something's pulled. I will try my best to get only progressive albums or predominantly progressive albums. You know, there's been a couple that have been a little bit marginal, but you can't know this without listening to them the first time. So, and this is not a ranking show, so you're not getting, this is my favorite, that's my favorite. But I have decided at the end of the series, the very last episode that I will do after all the albums are done, will be a ranking of these albums as I see fit for that month. So you will get a ranking, but it won't be as the shows are going, because I have not, like I said, I haven't heard any of this stuff before. So I'm enjoying doing this because I'm getting to hear a lot of stuff I've never heard before, a lot. And with Ben's album challenge, I'm really getting inundated with a lot of stuff. But, you know, you can only own so much, and you only have so much funds to go around to purchase these things, and they do cost money, so far as I can tell. I've had one or two given to me, but by and large, I don't get very much of that. So, anyways, that's what we're going to be doing for the series this week. The series has gone well so far. We've done 10 episodes. Number 10 was released today. A couple of surprises for me. I did not expect the kind of response I got to the Robert Wyatt album. I didn't even know anything about him, and I listened to it, but it got like over 170 hits in the first couple of days. So that's really surprising to me, because I didn't know that he was that well liked. The Fates Warning one didn't really surprise me that it got the hits. I just was surprised that I had liked it so much. And it's kind of opened my mind to the concept that maybe progressive metal is not a bad thing for me to venture as, and to go in and look more into, you know. Because I liked that album quite a bit. It was quite good. And then the rest of them were pretty interesting. There were some interesting. I'd never heard Osric Tentacles before, and even though it's an entirely an instrumental album, I didn't actually mind it. I liked the kind of psychedelic element that came with it as well, which was really, really interesting. And for the most part, I liked most of the rest of the stuff too. There was a couple of albums that I found disappointing. But not real. The one wasn't really surprising, because I had listened to the band in my youth and stuff, and had never gone beyond their radio stuff for a reason. I knew I wasn't going to really get really into them, so I didn't pursue it too much. And I know that's, some people can't understand that, but it's personal preference, you know. Like, we can't all like the same stuff, otherwise it would be a pretty boring world, I think. So anyways, that's what we have coming up on the show for this week. And for future, I've been working on a possible doing something for next month. I had a couple of ideas in my head, and at this moment they're both out the window in my head because I can't remember what they were. But we will have something set up by the time we get towards the end of December. I will have an idea if I'm going to, first of all, do a series in January. I don't like to do one every month, but you know, I've been on a bit of a roll, enjoying it, so I may keep it going in January. and I have an idea of what I might want to do. So, and of course, if you have anybody has any ideas about any of this and has any suggestions that something they might like to see or something they think that might be interesting, I'm open to it. As Ben knows, I am open to it. So please feel free to make any comments you want. I'll answer everything. I rarely don't answer a comment. The only time I won't answer a comment, and I've never had to say this before, and I don't plan on saying it again, is if somebody is, I think, unnecessarily negative about something, or is trying to get my goat, or is saying things just to try to start a fight. If you do any of those things, chances are I won't respond, because I don't see the point to it. This is just us discussing music. It's like friends discussing music, sitting around the campfire. If somebody wants to argue, I'm not there for arguments. Like I don't even see the point. What's there to argue, really? These are just my opinions and just my favorites and just the stuff I like. If you share that, that's great. You can share your own too. That would be great too. But if you just want to attack mine, saying there's something wrong with it, well, it's my opinion. How can it be wrong, right? Maybe it doesn't have the technical expertise that you like. I'm not sure what the problem is with it. But anyways, I'm not going to make too much comment on that. I probably just won't respond to you. I've had a couple people I haven't responded to for that reason. But other than that, everything's been great, and I think most people who do comment in are really enjoying what's going on. Especially, I find the Ben's album challenge is I think a lot of people kind of like that a lot, and they like the favorites too. I get a lot of good comments from both of them, and I enjoy doing them all. Some of them I've had to pick a back seat on just because I just found them not that interesting and not that intriguing. So, but other than that, it's been great. And hopefully the show will grow as time goes on. A new computer will be coming hopefully very soon, and may improve both the sound and the audio and the visual for the show. I'm hoping it will. And that's all what it's all about. Just enjoying it and getting together and doing this has been fun for me. And it's really made me listen to a lot of stuff that probably I wouldn't pursue, not because I wouldn't be interested, but just because of time constraints. But when you have something that you've planned to do, you have to kind of follow through with it, because it's kind of the little push that you need, as they say. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll be back tonight with Ben's album challenge. So have a good day. Oh, I forgot. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Make your comments, whatever they may be. It's always of interest to me. I like to read the comments. And we'll be, like I said, we'll be back tonight with Ben's album challenge. The album Winter. The album is Revival by Winter Hawk. So have a good one. Bye.